There once was a dream world in which familiar friends, from the most heroic to the most villainous, lived together in harmony.
Welcome back to WD Magiccast for the week of February 12th, 2023. This is episode 215. WD Magiccast, the show about the mouse, the Marvels, the galaxy, and beyond. I'm your host, Matthew Gracon. Quick notes. First of all, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. That was yesterday, and I hope everyone had a good day, showed some love to some people, whether you know them or you're not. Just a smile, a how you doing is sometimes will change the world for somebody. Second of all, I don't know if any of you noticed, this is episode 215. And why am I pointing this out? Because the day that this episode comes out, is February 15th. 215. Episode 215 comes out on 215. There is no way I could have planned that. The chances of that happening is astronomical, and to me, I just think it's really cool, really bizarre, and just awesome. And so that's just me just getting a little excited over small little things. But hey, you know what? Sometimes the smallest things in life are the best things. And just something like that I think is really cool. That aside, this week's show, Kim joins me. She's back again, my wife. Kim joins me, and we discuss the latest video game from Gameloft for Disney, which is Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Join me as we discuss what is Dreamlight Valley, what is it like, what do you do, has she been enjoying it, and some of the news of the updates that are happening soon. One of them, which will be happening tomorrow. Depending on when you listen to this, it will be happening February 16th. Also, I do have a survey out there, like I discussed with Dave last week. This was on Twitter, and I did share the link out on the Facebook as well. What did you enjoy about the NFL Super Bowl the most? Or what do you enjoy about the NFL Super Bowl the most? The options being the game itself, the halftime show, the commercials, or I don't watch. Now, the people that voted, 33% of you said the game. Strangely enough, no one said the halftime show, or no one said they didn't watch it. So Dave and I were a little wrong about the halftime show. It came in third versus the game itself, which means number one with 67% of the votes was the commercials. That we got right. We figured most people claim they watch it for the commercials. I don't know about you. I enjoyed some of them. Some of them I thought could have been a little better. But that's just me. I hope either way you had a good time. You got to enjoy it with some friends, family, whoever you're rooting for. If you're rooting for nobody, you just had to have a good time and forget about craziness for a while. And on that bombshell, we'll be back after these words from our friends and sponsors.
Well, hello there. I hope you're enjoying this week's episode of the Disney Marvels podcast. If you have a little bit of free time and you'd like to check out something a little bit different, I encourage you to listen to the Chat Disney podcast. My name is Mercedes and I am one half of the Chat Disney podcast. Myself and my friend Tash are both based in the UK, and we give a female British view on all things Disney, from parks, movies, and even more. Check out the Chat Disney podcast at chatdisney.co.uk.
And now, on with the show. Disney has assets, as it were, in so many different areas. when you think of Disney, you think the parks, of course, and you think movies, of course, or TV shows. There's Broadway shows, there's cruise lines, there's so many different things. One of the things that doesn't get much attention, or maybe always a lot of recognition, because this is an area that Disney has dabbled in a lot. They've had Disney Interactive, they got rid of Disney Interactive, they license out, is the video game market. And something that they have just released recently has become a fairly talked about topic with a lot of anticipation is a game called Disney's Dreamlight Valley. And I can't speak too much about this game. I have heard a lot about it from someone in particular, and someone in particular has had a lot of experience with this game and gotten other members of my family involved in it. And that would be my wife, Kimberly Gracon. Welcome to the show to talk Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So the little release was initially, this was a free-to-play game, but I believe they will be
It
changing
will
that.
eventually be a free-to-play game. So right now it's in previews. You have to purchase it in order to get the free gaming, and I believe there's different tiers of purchasing. There's like a $29.99, $49.99, and then there's like the deluxe-esque version, which is, I believe, a little $69.99, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But eventually it will be eventually, like I said, I don't know if they know when, it eventually will be a free game. And it actually, right now it's only, you can play it on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC form. Eventually, I think when it does come to the free market, I think eventually it will be phone accessible as well.
Yeah, you can get it on the Xbox Series X, Series S, Xbox One, PC on Stream, Epic Games Store, and the Microsoft Store. That's the initial release, including the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, and the Nintendo Switch.
Mm.
But you've been playing it on the Switch.
I play it on the Switch. I will say the same thing that everybody else has been saying. It does crash a lot on the Switch. I don't know if it does that. I haven't heard reports about it crashing a lot on the PS4 or the Xbox as much. It does crash a little bit more on the Switch, which is a little annoying, obviously.
Well, in all fairness, the
game is still, they're still working on it. I mean,
well, not only are they still working on it, the processing power of the Switch versus the PlayStation or the Xbox is not one of its strong points.
Correct.
The computer system, the processor, and the way that the system works is the PlayStation and the Xbox are stronger computers.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that when it crashes, you could be in the middle of something and then you kind of have to do it all over again because you don't know where it technically saved. So that's the only thing that's kind of annoying about it, but it doesn't crash often. I have to say that at least if I play it for a good length of time, if I play for like a good 2-3 hours or something like that, it'll crash like once. Like it crashed on me this morning. So, I mean, I think it also has to do a lot too with how you stop the game. I tend to just put it in sleep mode, so and not turning it off. So I think by doing that, it probably crashes more than it should because I don't actually turn the game off. But I mean, like I said, it's an inconvenience, but it's not awful.
Right, and you just have to weigh your convenience. The one benefit with the Switch is portable, so you could have access to it in more areas. You can play with it on the go, anywhere in the house, versus the PlayStation or the Xbox or a computer. Well, unless if you have a laptop, but which are stationary. You can't really,
you can't take them with
in
you
one
anywhere.
room and continue playing in another room, or while you're on a road trip or something. So you have to weigh your options.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, the premise of the game it's kind of a lot. If you play Animal Crossing and stuff like that, it has a lot of those same elements of like an Animal Crossing game. The only thing is obviously you have Disney characters involved instead of little critters. But basically the premise of the whole game is you're in this Dreamlight Valley, and it starts off with like, you are going to be the primary person of the game. I guess they're kind of alluding to the fact that, you were in this land prior, and then all of a sudden some magical curse came upon and made everybody that was in the land forget everything, forget their friendships, forget things that they like to do, forget everything. So in the process of that, like all these thorn bushes have created in this little Dreamlight Valley, that keeps their mind to not be able to remember anything, and you have to go on all these little quests to be able to get their memories back. And then, so like I said, you start off with like Merlin and Scrooge McDuck, and then you basically branch out to that over time, getting each character. Who you get as a character first or last doesn't really matter. It just matters of, I guess people will probably go tends towards the characters that some of them are in sequential order because you need one to get another one. But in the end, it really doesn't matter kind of which path you go to first, because eventually you're going to end up getting them all. Like I said, I had gotten Merlin and Scrooge, and then I started off in the castle, and I got there's three characters that you can get first, but you have to build up dream tokens first, like what they call Dreamlight tokens, I guess is the best way to call them.
Right.
And you have to collect them. You have to collect enough points to be able to unlock anybody from inside the castle. So right at the beginning of the game, you start off with Remy. Then you could you start off with Remy, Moana, and Wally. So I started off with Remy first, because you have to do a cool thing in this game called, you have to cook, to make meals, to build up your friendships, and they ask for certain foods at certain times to be able to get certain quests to move along. So when you run around the valley, there's trees and bushes and things underground and things that you have to dig and mine for, that you can use as to cook these items to give to your friends or to build up quests. So the best thing to do is to kind of do Remy first, because you will need him to be able to show you how to cook and what ingredients are needed and stuff like that to build certain dishes. So I started off with him, and then I went to Moana, and then I went to Wally. But in the process, I also unlocked Mickey and Goofy and Donald. Donald is quite agitating sometimes because the only thing he does is throw tantrums all day long. So,
Perfect, Donald.
Yeah, I call it that he's got Daisy repression at the moment because he's just angry all the time. You'll just see him like literally throwing tantrums everywhere in the game constantly. Like I said, it gets quite annoying. And that's actually everybody's comments too that I read on blogs, that everybody kind of gets aggravated at Donald because of his tantrums.
Everyone's getting aggravated at Donald's aggravation.
Yeah, because he does get aggravated very often. But like I said, you right now, as the game, I'm sure probably as games update and maybe as the game they put it out live, you can only level the characters up to level 10 at the moment. So it's like, I think, and like their quests come at like level 2, level 4. Some of them are either level 6 or 7 depending on the character, and then again their final quest at level 10. So it's not like you're doing a quest every single time they level up, but you are doing multiple quests for them. You have to become a hoarder in this game. You need to hoard everything that you do. You need to hoard like every single type of flower, gem, wood, sand, anything and anything for anything you will need to there's a thing called these iron ingots that you have to mine from the rocks all around that turn into iron ore that have to be given in multiple, like we're talking like 50, 100 quantities for these quests. So certain quests could be done in like an hour, 15 minutes, and which I tend to find that those are more of the easier level ones that you could get done easier. But when you get to like level 7, level 10, they're a little bit more involved. They take a little bit more time. Some of them like I just finished Stitch as level 10 last night, and even then I had to wait 24 hours for it to complete.
Oof.
So so certain of them, or sometimes like I think I remember asking you at one point that I had this little plant planted and it needed to be watered for 3 days before I could get to the next quest. So I was telling everybody in the house, make sure you play my game and water my flower.
Water the flower. I had to find a gem for you at certain intervals.
Yes. So like at certain times, like I forget whose quest it is now, but you literally have to, like, I want to say it's like Mother Gothel's quest. I don't quote me on it, but I think it is that you have to find like a gem like in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. So here I was at 6:45 in the morning playing to get that gem, so that because I'd be normally be working, so I would have had to wait until the weekend to do it, and I didn't want to wait that long. So you tend to, if you really want to get something, you have to kind of get up early hours in the morning. There is this, if you want this fox, the fox, like you have to feed it like 3-4 times in a row at like 6 a.m. in the morning. So there are multiple implications of this game that you may have, if you really want to get involved to it. You're playing either really late at night or early in the morning around around the time stamps that they put out there for you. Also, the characters sleep. They do have times of the day that they are sleeping. So if you need to do something with, like, say you need to do something with Remy and Remy's quest or something, or you want to have him be your buddy to start level him up, you have to know that he goes to bed at like 7 o'clock at night. So if you're coming home after work, most likely you're not doing Remy at that time, because he sleeps from like 7 to like midnight or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
depending what time you get home.
Yeah, depending on what time you get home from work. So if you're home in the afternoon, then that would be your time that you would want to play Remy. But the good thing is too, is in order for you to level them up, you can make them as your buddies. So like right now, I have Buzz Lightyear as my buddy, and I'm trying to get him leveled up to level 8 at the moment. And I have him be my buddy for the day. So while I go and mine and dig and fish and all these little things that I have to do around the valley, he collects points to be able to level up. Each character has 3 favorite items listed for the day, and you can give them those 3 favorite items, and that does tend to increase their level bar a great deal. So like, give you for instance, like Ariel and Ursula are stuck in the water, so they can't be your friend. They can't hang out with you. They can't run around the valley with you.
Well, that's rude.
Well, they're water, they're stuck in the water. So giving them like their 3 favorite items does tend to level them up quicker, because it fills their level bar faster. Also, giving them tons and tons of flowers does help as well. So those are like I said, those 2 are like stuck in water. There really isn't anything that you can do to help them out, get them leveled up any faster. And the problem is too, is that because it takes them so long, their last character, you can't get Prince Eric until you level Ursula up to level 10. So, I got both of them now at 9, so I'm almost there. But it does take a while and a lot of patience to get them leveled up. So just know that. And then I guess then the other issue is obviously besides getting Dreamlight, you also have to earn coins to be able to upgrade Goofy's stall where he sells multiple different fruits and vegetables and stuff like that you can plant and grow and then make more money for, or use those items to cook or whatever you need them for. Like he grows like onions and tomatoes and peppers and canola seeds and eggplants and cotton. You need a lot of cotton because you make a lot of fabric. So you will need to plant a lot of cotton. And then there's the lovely thing called pumpkins. Pumpkins are they take a good number of hours, almost sometimes 24 hours to approximately 24. I would say probably more like 18 hours to grow. And but if you resell them back to Goofy once they've grown, they do earn you a great deal of money. So pumpkins are a really great thing. A lot of people too in the blogs and stuff has said that you could also sometimes it's even better to take them and turn them into pumpkin puffs through your stove. And then that even earns you a lot more money, but it takes a longer period of time to do it. So I guess it just depends on how much time you want to spend, because you would have to. I think it's like milk, butter, and eggs, or milk and eggs that go with it as well. So you'd have to buy the pumpkins, plant the pumpkins, wait for the pumpkins to harvest, and then you have to also spend the money on the milk and the other ingredients to cook the pumpkin puffs, and then you can only make one item at a time. So yeah, so that's the only. I mean, I don't know if maybe Disney's working on that to be able to try to make multiple items in one. Like if you wanted to make like 5 pumpkin puffs, could you? Maybe they'll work on that in the future, hopefully, because sometimes you do have. There's a couple quests they want like 2 or 3 items of the same thing, so you'd have to make it 3 times. So it would make it a lot easier if you could put quantity. Okay. So that would be a good future thing.
Well, and two things that something that you've brought up before. I've heard you mention that it is a not necessarily a knock on the game, but something that people should be aware of is that you actually have a limited amount of items you could be carrying around or storing and keeping track of.
Yes. So in your house, in the beginning of the game, when you start off, they give you a chest. It's a black chest, and there's only allowed like 20 spots in it. Now that you can for coins, you can maximize it. Obviously, each time you maximize it, it costs more coins to do it. I think like the first one is like, I don't know, 10,000, then you go up to 20,000, and then so far as more lines you get in the chest. And so you have that, so that you could start off there with your storage. You also have a backpack that has some storage in it that you can add on as well, and make bigger with coins as well. But you're right, there is a certain amount of limitation right now on how much you can store. So you do have to build extra chests. And those chests you have to get by collecting wood and stones from the stones that are all around the valley. You mine them, and then you collect them, and then you have like a little station where like you can build stuff and everything, and you could build a chest, and then you could put the chest. I have a room off to the right in my house that is filled with chests. Each chest can only hold about 20 items. So I tend to like to store about 50 items of each thing. And then at that point, some of them like wood, some of them can have the capacity of 100. So like wood is definitely up to 100. And a couple other things. So those are fine, but like most things I collect up to 50 items, and then after that I just sell them for money. But yeah, I slowly hoard everything. So because you never know when you're going to need it in a quest, and so you kind of have it there, especially with I know we want to talk about the new updates that are coming out. Especially with the new updates that are coming, I don't know what those quests are going to entail. So, to make my life a little bit easier and not spending days trying to pick flowers and hoard clay and everything else that they want. I already have a little secret stash. I mean, eventually you're going to have to do it again, but at least I get a running start.
You're a little ahead of the game. And there's, just two things here mentioned that the game is released by Gameloft, not by Disney Interactive. They shut down Disney Interactive a few years ago. So it's produced by French company Gameloft. They've done a number of games. They've been around for a while. And they've had a working relationship with Disney. So that's something that they have been going with. And the story plot in the initial press release is set in the dream world of Dreamlight Valley. Players will arrive in a village wrought with destruction caused by the forgetting. A mysterious event that has left the village covered in a tangle of night thorns and has robbed the inhabitants of their memory. Players will set out on a quest to unravel the secrets of Dreamlight Valley that will take them inside, it's a little blurry here, diverse realms and inspired by the variety of Disney and Pixar iconic franchises.
Yep. I mean, as of the start of the game, there we go.
Experience Pixar Fest by earning exclusive Pixar-themed clothing, furniture, and motifs inspired by Disney's Pixar's Cars, Incredibles, Coco, and Up. Collect the newest animal companions in the valley, Incredible Squirrel, and upgrade your star path to the premium track to receive special perks and bonuses. This game was released September? No, the press release was September.
I want to say it was October, November when it really came out.
And it's still technically, I guess you would say, in a beta version.
It is still a very big beta version. Well, I know a lot of people have a lot of glitches and stuff like that with certain quests. So yeah, they're still working on it. Right now there are 21 characters available in the game. So you have Merlin from obviously Sword in the Stone. You have Wally. You have Stitch. Both Moana and Maui. You have Remy from Ratatouille. You have Scar from The Lion King. Ariel, Ursula, and Prince Eric. Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff. Mother Gothel. And then the Fab Five. So Donald, Goofy, Mickey, Minnie, and then not Daisy, we have Scrooge McDuck. So maybe Daisy will come later. And then the last two from Pixar, we have Buzz Lightyear and Woody. So that's a good cast of characters so far. I've gotten everybody leveled up almost to level 10 except for Woody, Buzz, and Scar. Scar, I think, will be the last one that I get fully leveled up because I think I need to do Woody and Buzz first. I end up getting Woody and Buzz did cost me Dreamlight coins. They were in the castle as well, and you needed quite a nice size load, so it took me a pretty long time to build up enough Dreamlight to be able to get them, because I decided to there are lands there are multiple different lands that you can go to called the Forest of Valor. Then there's the main plaza that has that's kind of like where everything, the main plaza of Dreamlight is. There's the Sunlight Plateau, there's the Forgotten Lands, the Glade of Trust, and then you have Dazzle Beach. And then off the Forest of Valor is the Frosted Heights. So as of right now, you have all those lands that are attached to it. So, and most of them are required. You have to open them up with that Dreamlight. So I decided to open up all the lands first before I acquired the characters. So it just took me a little while to get there. But I mean, I've been playing religiously now, I think since the end of November, I guess.
Something about that.
You can easily easily tack on 2-3 hours a day, or 4 or 5 hours even too, if you wanted to, just of collecting and mining and digging and fishing and all that kind of stuff that you have to do, can take up quite some time. Just remember, always bring a buddy.
Yep.
Bring your buddy with you wherever you want, whatever buddy you want. It doesn't really matter. Just bring a buddy with you, to be able to help, because they can. So if you're fishing, okay, and you have set your buddy up as fishing as their primary goal task, when you fish, you sometimes give you an extra 1 or 2 fishes. So say you're fishing and you get a rainbow trout, sometimes they'll spew an extra or 2 of another rainbow trout. So
That's
um,
good.
yeah, so I mean, same thing too, as if you're mining, and if you have a mining buddy with you, and maybe you're on a quest and you need emeralds, and you find a couple places that have emeralds in them, like Minnie is my mining buddy, and like Minnie would give me extra emeralds. So if you need like 20 of them, in the end, it helps you, because they're going to give you an extra of that gem that you're looking for, or fish, or whatever, or food, or whatever it is that they are, whatever you assign them to. Um they you know they help you. So it's good in that aspect, because it kind of helps the timing factor of how long it could take something if you choose the right buddy. Um so I mean, it really is, it's like I said, it is a lot like Animal Crossing, and the fact that you can, it's like you're free roamed, you can kind of do whatever you want. You do get to talk to the characters every day, and then depending on how you answer them, they could level up or not. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, then you could go into Remy has his own restaurant, so you can go into Remy's restaurant, and they will be sitting at a table, and you have to feed them. So you have to cook the dish that they are requesting, and then you feed it to them. And if they're not leveled up yet, giving them their order also can raise their level bar a little bit too. So that helps. So it's kind of fun. I mean, most of my characters are maxed out, and I still give them their food and everything like that. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of fun game. It sometimes does get a little annoying and tedious, but I'm actually looking forward to the new update that's coming out. So I heard a little snowman's coming to our future. So I'm actually excited to have Olaf as part of my
Okay.
as one of my characters.
Well, we'll get there. I just wanted to touch on one other thing. There is a difference between this game and something like Animal Crossing, or games that you play on your phones. You said that there is a relatively definitive ending to the game, or there at this point there is kind of an end point to the game.
I mean, there may not be. You know, there may not be. I mean, as of right now, I know once I get Buzz and Woody and Scar leveled up, as far as quests go, I'm completed. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously I know the new update's scheduled to come out Thursday, so obviously I'll have new things to work towards. But I guess if you've gotten all your, for the ones that maybe started before me or play more rigorously than I do, and have all of their characters leveled up right now, yeah, I mean, they're completed. They've kind of completed the game where it's at. Like, yes, could you still go in it? Could you, still hoard and collect things? Sure. It's not going to stop you from doing that. You could still go in and do that. There's also this other really cool thing that, I am not this creative, and maybe I will get there one day, but I don't really have. I'm just kind of more focusing on getting the characters leveled up and kind of hoarding everything that I need. But a lot of people are spending a lot of time on redecorating everything. So there's ways like that you could take out trees, move things around, and make the plaza look very different, make all the different lands have a different layout, because each character has their own home. So like Wally has like his little place, so does Minnie and Mickey. They have their own houses. Goofy has his own house. Woody and Buzz have like Buzz has like this little trailer home. So what people have tended to do is get, I guess, if their characters are all leveled up, they've been spending the time creating a very, I guess very Zen-like plateau area of all the different lands to give a nice layout, a better layout than what's there now. Just for instance, in the Forgotten Lands, it's very, very dark and very dreary and filled with trees. So sometimes it gets very hard to maneuver in there because it's very dark. And even during the day, it's still very dark in there. So I've heard recommendations of everybody get rid of the trees, and it makes it better because then you're not tripping over them all the time. So a lot of people have taken the trees out and made it a little bit better so that it's easier to move around. I've seen really great shots of people decorating their plazas and making it look nice. The area that they made for Mickey and Minnie's house, or even around Wally, because he likes, Wally's there for all the planting and foraging. He has his own little planting area. So they made him his own little Zen spot. So people have spent a lot of time building these beautiful areas for their characters than just randomly sticking them anywhere in the game and then they're just there. So mine are kind of just in random places at the moment. I mean, I kind of have like a somewhat reasons of why I put them somewhere, but it's not beautiful by any means.
I'm sure it's just fine.
It
looks nice to me whenever I was venturing around for you.
I mean, they're there. Eventually, I do want to. I will, and I think when I get some time, I would like to enhance it a little bit and maybe make it a little bit better. Like I said, I'm not that crafty, but I do plan. I also think too. Even the little bit of things that I've had to do, that I've had to place their houses, or Scrooge McDuck gives us, as part of some of his quests early on, to place like 10 items in each zone. And at the time when you're just starting off, you don't really have all that much furniture and stuff, so you're just kind of placing random things just to make up the 10 items that he wants. So I have things just laying around that make no sense, but eventually I'd like to go back, pick them all up, and then make it look a little bit nicer.
Okay, so there is always something to do.
There's always something to do in the end, yes. You're never going to get bored.
Well, that's good. So as you mentioned, the update, I believe this is the third update that they've released so far for this game, with many more planned. They've had 2 prior ones, and now this one that comes out, you said potentially Thursday, which will be the day after this episode comes out. We will be meeting 2 new friends. You mentioned Olaf is one, and the other one being?
Refresh my memory.
Maribel.
Yes, Maribel.
The boring one in Encantos. Well, they call her the boring one. She's actually the most adventurous of them all, but yes, Maribel from Encanto.
Yeah.
And then also they'll be celebrating with everywhere. I mean, Bob Iger said in all facets of the company will be celebrating the 100th anniversary. Disney Dreamlight Valley is no different. It will be celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company as well.
Yes, I believe that there's going to be some new costumes available for Mickey and Minnie. So I'm interested to see what they what that will bring to the game. I'm kind of interested in that. So we'll see what all that entails. I really wish that they would have done something for Walt Disney World's 50th, but maybe they just didn't have time to throw that into the game. But it will be interesting to see what that all means. And I do know that there is rumors out there too that maybe possibly we may be getting Nala and
well, they have
Simba
on their website, so they have it now. So February is Olaf and Maribel, which celebrating the 100th anniversary. They even tease at the platinum hat that they're selling at the parks. It says that you meet on unexceptional new villager and a special snowman, discover the secrets of the Forest Heights biome. Your star path celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary. Then in April, a new realm opens up. New characters arrive to the valley and more surprises. And the picture that they're showing is of Simba. So you'll be at least getting Simba. And it seems like they're releasing more than one character at a time. So it would be strange if it's only Simba.
Well, I would think I did see that there was like a hinted picture that it would be Simba and Nala, and obviously that would make sense considering the fact that they have Scar in the game already, who just loves to give you negative comments to the entire every time you talk to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's both of them, considering the fact, like I said, we have Scar already.
Yeah. It said for the Star Path, celebrate the Disney parks.
Oh, that'll be pretty cool. Okay, so they just finished up the Star Path for the for Christmas. That just finished as of January 31st. So yeah, this will be a new Star Path that you can work towards. You collect moonstones, and you have to do certain tasks in order to achieve certain gifts along with the Star Path. So I have not. I did a little bit here and there for it, but I think there's been 2 Star Paths since I started. One was for Halloween, which I really started playing I think with a week left of it, so I didn't even bother. And then the Christmas one, I think I put the game down for a good bit of during December because I just didn't have the time. So by the time I was like, all right, I got January left, but I just didn't. I was like, you know what? I'll just collect moonstones and I'll get what I can, and I'll just save them for the next time when I can maybe put a little bit more time into this. So I didn't really do the Star Paths the last couple times, but I've got about 9,000 moonstones. So I'm hoping that will kind of help me when the new Star Path comes out, because if it's about the parks, then I'm all about it.
Yeah. So they're hinting in the press release photo for the update that comes out tomorrow. Or depending what day, on Thursday, depending when you're listening to this, that Mickey and Minnie will get their platinum outfits that are celebrating the 100th anniversary. Like I said, you'll get the platinum ears for your character, and there's a bunny rabbit that is shown with a platinum outfit.
Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, so, all right, so you can have things called critters, and these critters that can become your I don't want to use a buddy because buddy is this, but they can be companion. How about that?
Okay, sidekick companion.
Like sidekick, yeah. So there's a difference between there's birds, there's squirrels, there's crocodiles, there's bunnies, there's a whole bunch of different ravens, turtles, foxes, and raccoons. So depending on how you are with them, you have to feed them in order for them to feed them multiple times in order for them to become your friend. And the more you feed them, then the more likely they will become your friend. So you can keep them as your sidekick. I currently, as my sidekick, I have Pua from Moana. So Pua kind of hangs out with me all day long. No matter if I have a buddy with me or not, he still hangs out with me all day. He doesn't really do anything for me, but every so often I rub his belly, and he just gets to follow next to me all day long. So he's really, he's really cute to have next to me.
Okay. And also, I think we forgot to mention your character is fairly customizable. I don't dare to say fully customizable. You can change it to hair, facial features, looks, outfits, male, female. You got a whole variety of options to customize your character in the game to represent you.
Yep, and you don't even have to and you don't have to keep it that way either. Like you can change that character, what they're wearing, how they look multiple times throughout the game. I change my outfit almost every single day. One, because I get Dreamlight points for it. But yeah, so when you want to rack up those Dreamlight points, you're going to change your clothes. Okay. So I mean, yeah, but you can change your look of your character all the time. I don't necessarily know that you can change it from male to female. Not that I've tried, but I definitely know that you can change the way your character looks. Yes.
Well, I'm just initially you can choose between them being a male.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Your initial change. Yes, you can go from male to female. You can check. You can go either male or female. Yep.
And then they say early summer, unveil the secret of the forgetting a princess race into the valley. Star Path says stay tuned for new announcements. And they just show this ghostly, almost purple Prince Naveen or somebody. I can't tell who it is. Standing in front of a pumpkin patch or a pumpkin house. And then,
it's going to be a secret character that we can't figure out who it's going to be yet. Yeah. There in one of the lands there is this little pumpkin little pumpkin house there that nobody lives in. You can't access it. You can't go inside of it. So obviously it's something for a later time, but yeah, we don't know who owns that house yet.
Okay. And then they said more to come in 2003. Multiplayer characters, realms, clothing, motifs, decorating, and furniture. And it shows two of the characters, one wearing like a Sheriff Woody vest. Belle's in the background, so it looks like her castle, or Beast's castle, technically. In the little image that they have associated with the more updates to come later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm actually sitting here as we're talking, playing, and I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying to get Buzz leveled up, and like there's nothing. Like I said, I never get bored. It's really cool to be able to interact. If you really love Disney and you really want to interact with the characters, it really is fun to just sit there and you get to talk to Goofy every day. You get to talk you get to talk to Mickey every day. So it really is kind of fun, and then you can just build on it, and you can really kind of do whatever you want to do. It's it's your game. What the way you want it to look, and you play the way you want to play, or play as much or as little as you want.
So like an open world, freeform type of game, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, for all you gamers out there. Oh, okay. It sounds like a really good game. I know you played it a lot, and I've only got a couple minutes to play whenever you've asked me to. I haven't dared try to play it myself because I don't have time because you're playing it. So, it sounds like a great game. So if you are interested in it, I guess it comes highly recommended.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I mean, if you're a Disney fan and if you, like I said, and you play Animal Crossing, this would definitely be definitely would be a game for you. So definitely check it out. Like I said, especially, I mean, I know it's not free and you do have to pay for it, and it if you want the deluxe version, it is a pretty penny, but I will say that it is fun, and it'll I mean, it's not going to be your Mortal Kombat games or anything like that. It's more of a relaxing type of a game, but it's fun. And two, I wanted to add in too, our son, who's 8 years old, is playing it. It is geared for their level as well. So they definitely, if your child can read, because there is quite a lot of reading to do, either between the characters and because of the quests, they're obviously detailing you what you need to do. So the child would need to read, excuse me, but most of the quests are easy enough that they could do. You may have to help them a little bit, but pretty much it is easy enough for a young child to play too. So I do recommend it for young kids too. There's I don't think there's anything that would a child could not that it would be wrong for them to play. So I think they could have a lot of fun with it as well. I mean, obviously I don't think they'd be able to do as much as a grown-up would do, but if they make it their own, I think it would be okay.
Okay, yeah, so you got it's very family friendly. There's nothing to worry about as far as content in that manner. At the moment, there are 3 versions. There's the standard Founders Edition, which is the $29.99. That's in American dollars, which gives you quote unquote early access to the game. I mean, how early access is it, being that so many people are playing it? 8,000 moonstones and game currency, exclusive standard ear headband and jersey, 2 wearable items, standard furniture set, standard wall and floor decor for the house, which something is customizable, and design motifs, deluxe edition, That is $50. Where again, American. Again, the early access, you get 14,500 moonstones, exclusive decorating stuff between walls, floors, motifs, headbands, jerseys, clothing items. Then the Ultimate Founders Edition, which obviously gives you all the above, plus 20,000. You get 20,000 moonstone for that one. This edition is $69.99 US. Plus Ultimate Royal Fox Animal Companion clothing sets, special headbands, jerseys, furniture sets, wall decor, motifs, and more. So you do get something for the additional money. It just depends on.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what you want to, how invested you want to get.
Yep.
Right off the bat before you get to play it. If you want all those exclusive items, you have to pay a little more for it. If you just want the game, then you don't have to pay quite as much. It's not even half price.
I only paid the $29.99 for it, not knowing if it would be something that I really would, because I've played some of these games like Disney's come out with a lot of these types of games like online and it's like on your phone and stuff, and some of them are worth playing and some of them are worth not. So I was like, listen, I don't know if I want to spend $70 on a game that I may not have any interest in. So and not only that, if you know that this is going to be a free game eventually, and it may be, and that it may come on our phones, it may not be something that you want to spend a whole heck of a lot of money knowing that you're probably going to have to restart it on your phone at one point or another. So I don't.
Something also keep in mind is that this is a download only game. There's no physical copy to go out to a store and purchase.
Correct. That is correct. So it is, it's only downloadable. So, I mean, like I said, it's up to you. I know a lot of people I've heard a lot of people who bought the $29.99 version, started to play it, fell in love with it, called Nintendo, called PlayStation, and they were able to return the $29.99 and then re-up to the $69.99. Or just go ahead and purchase the $6.99 and then able to transfer the game over. Don't ask me how to do that. I'm not inclined of how to do that, but I know it can be done because I have read on blogs that people have done it. So, give it a shot, see if you like it. And then, like I said, I don't feel like I'm missing really anything not having the bigger version. I mean, I might be missing some bells and whistles, but the game I have is perfect just the way it is.
The game in itself sounds like it's going to be the same. It's just a matter of customizables that you get off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really a person that likes to game and likes all that kind of stuff, then I would recommend purchasing the upper version. But otherwise, if you just kind of like to go status quo and you're fine, I think you'll be okay.
Okay, sounds like a plan. All right, well, thank you for coming on and talking about Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Is there anything else that you want to say?
No, it's like I said, it's like I said, it's a lot of fun, and I hope everybody just enjoys it as much as I do.
I really hope they do, because it seems like you've really been enjoying the game. You've been having a lot of fun with it. Mm-hmm. So, as our daughter says, she's really happy to see that you finally found a game that you can enjoy. Well, thank you for coming on and talking Dreamlight Valley, and we'll be talking soon. Thank you, Kim, for joining us this week and talking about Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Have you played it, or are you considering playing Disney's Dreamlight Valley? Let us know. Join our conversation on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WDMagicCast. On our Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, we can be found all at WDMagicCast. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe over there where you can get the audio version of the show over there as well, in addition to some other surprises and nice little treats that I have put up over time. You can also leave us a voice message through the Anchor app or Anchor.fm website, or record our message electronically on your smart device, your tablet, phone, computer, whatever you have, and email it to us along with any questions or suggestions you may have, could be separate emails, to email@wdmagicast.com. This way you will be heard on the show as well. And the more, the merrier. I welcome you all to leave your messages for the show. Links to all of these are in the show notes and on our website, www.wdmagicast.com. I want to thank you for your time. I know how little time we all have these days, and I know how the fact that we get to spend some of the time together really means a lot to me, a lot to us over here on the show. I cannot thank you enough. But please, share out the show. I'm trying not to ask too much, but share out the show. Share a link to the show on your social networks. This way other people know about the show, or tell people. And one of the best things you can do, is go to Apple Podcast or Stitcher and leave us a rating and a review, or even just a rating. We have all 5-star reviews at the moment, 5-star rating at the moment, and truly we are blessed. Thank you for all those who have taken the time to let us know what you think of the show. And please, if you haven't yet, it's completely free. It takes a couple minutes of your time. Go to Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review if that's what you think we deserve, and let us know. Either you can type something up if you want to. You don't have to. You're not obligated. Just quickly hit that 5 stars. Done. That's it. And move on. And it helps. The podcatchers will help promote the show then as well. So this way, you don't have to do much, and they do all the work for you. It's fantastic. Walt believed in a big Disney family, and so do I, and that's why we asked for that. And the bigger the family, the better the show will be. Don't forget to subscribe to the show while you're at it. This way you always know when new episodes are posted. While you're at it, consider becoming a premium subscriber. Truly, really help the show out. You can do this over at anchor.fm/WDMagicast/support, or find our Patreon page. Or you can also get yourself some cool stuff. Check out our storefront. Our store's got some really cool stuff going on, some sales going on every so often. Get yourself some cool WD Magicast swag. Some shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, coffee mugs. My goodness, the list goes on. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. Links to all these are in the show notes and on the website as well, because remember, this show is brought to you by listeners like you. Just gonna go with the proverb today. In Japan, broken objects are often repaired with gold. The flaw is seen as a unique piece of the object's history, which adds to its beauty. Consider this the next time you feel broken. Remember, never give up, never give in. Be your own hero, and let your light shine for the world to see. Now I'm going to end this week's show with a quote from Walt Disney himself. I regard children as an important member of the family, and we have always considered their age, experience, and taste in selecting our theatrical productions. And that's Walt Disney. Thank you again for listening, everyone, and I'll see you next time.